4 minutes. It's not gonna be a big deal. Well, hello. It says we're live.
Yep. And I just want you to know if you're watching this today, it means that you're alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on in.
All right. Well,
Oh,
there's
somebody
here.
come in.
Oh, somebody's here.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, to somebody's.
To somebody's.
Hello to somebody's.
Oh, yeah, we're.
That's probably going to be the name of a YouTube channel
Yes,
at some point.
to somebody's.
To somebody's. Yogi Hollow Farm.
Yogi Hollow Farm. Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say when you, because I can't remember.
Juanita Foster. Hello, Miss Juanita. We're doing okay today. We're doing okay.
Yeah, we're all right.
We're all right. How are you all doing? Oh, that's my notification that I'm live.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're live. In case somebody didn't know it. I understand, Yogi Hollow. We kind of.
Yeah.
We try to make Sunday a day where we don't work as much, just the things that have to be done. That's part of the reason we do it here, because that makes us stop and go sit in our church building kitchen.
Yep, where it's nice and cool, and we got good internet. Well, the best internet that we have to offer that our small town has to offer.
Yeah, we got some rain here this week too. We were a little dry, but we got over 3 inches.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we're doing good on rain wise, but yeah. And Juanita says she's doing fine. So this is probably going to be a repeat throughout the whole thing. So work all week and then do farm projects on the weekends. So I have a part-time job off the farm, but it kind of goes with the farm. So I help manage a very small farmer's market, and in a town near us, and then farming, running the homestead, and doing our bookkeeping for businesses is usually my job. Yeah, it may look a little different this year.
Yeah,
it may look a little different. For those of you that do not know, on the 15th of June, we were hit with herbicide. And it is not looking like we're going to be able to do a whole lot this year. If the reports are correct, we haven't got confirmation, but it appears that we have been hit with 2,4-D and remedy with surfactant. And the recommendations that I'm looking at for the remedy and is saying that we shouldn't replant, that everything's a loss and that we shouldn't replant. And so thank you, Yogi Hollow Farm. Thank you. You probably understand how detrimental that is. And so we have about 20,000 square feet of wing, if you count all my little herb beds and our little nooks and all our little flowers that we grow stuff in. And yeah, so we've lost production this year for everything except for the animals. So
and it did damage our pasture.
Yes.
Also, I planted a not a typical grass. I've got a Korean Lespedeza crop,
which is like a clover type thing.
Clover type, and that was a base of our pasture, and it did do some damage to it. We'll see how that turns out. But,
so it probably means you're going to have to move the calves earlier.
Yeah, I need to move them pretty quick.
Move them soon. Move them pretty quick, and we're going to have to.
We're gonna change direction a little bit this summer. Work a little more on infrastructure.
Yes, we still have a. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
Still have a whole lot of fencing to do and lots of things to finish. Thank you, Juanita. Hello, Lori. Yes, thank you, Yogi Hollow Farm. It is very heartbreaking.
There's just lots of work to do on the farm still. We need to finish a milking parlor, and we've got to finish a store we were working on, a little shed building thing that I need to put wiring and stuff in, and fences to build and stuff like that. And we're going to work on some of that. And we may plant a few little raised bed things that we can bring some dirt in forward, but not for what we're reading right now is really not for a year. We shouldn't till next year, but we will probably like bring some dirt in and do either just some tubs or some raised beds and raise a few plants. We're not going to do a lot, but raise a few. And we're going to just focus on other things for a while.
Right.
You know, it is heartbreaking when we walk out there and see all that. I'll be glad when we get everybody contacted and everybody gets to look at it so that we can do something with it. But, you know, we built the place from bare nothing anyways. We can do it again. We've done it before. We can do it again. It's not the end of the world. And, you know, we don't know everything that went into play of that happening.
Right.
We just know that it's hard on our livelihood and our income, but it's okay. We'll make it. I've got other work. We've got other paying jobs we can do. So.
Yeah, it's just my job.
Yeah.
So my income will be out this year. The income that I bring in will be out this year. The majority of my income, so several thousand, will be lost this year.
And we'll have to eat a lot different. We'll have to get used to buying things.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I had somebody giving us some cucumbers and some squash, and I was slicing some cucumbers, gonna make just a refrigerator pickle, some cucumbers and vinegar and sugar and whatever. And I thought, I need an onion. I'm gonna run out to the raised bed. I thought, nope, can't do that.
Can't use the onions.
Can't use the onion. And I was doing something else, and I thought, I need this. And I go out there, and nope, can't do that. Luke was home, and he was reaching up to grab a mulberry. I'm like, I can't eat the mulberries.
Yep.
You know?
Can't eat anything. I mean, we can eat stuff that was in the freezers. We can eat stuff that's in jars, but we have all this food and we can't eat it. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Hello, Country Homestead Preacher. Lazy Days with Jess and Lisa. Oh, thank you, Jess and Lisa.
Yogi Holla, they were aerial spraying the pasture next to us, which is one of the pastures I helped take care of. It was too hot and the wind was the wrong direction.
Yep. So we had a southwesterly. The wind was coming from the southwest, and
his way.
And it was too hot. So the product recommendations for those two products is wind speeds of less than 10 miles an hour, heat less than 90, and preferably on a humid day. That doesn't happen much in Kansas. So the wind speeds were 15 miles an hour from the southwest with gusts of 20, and the heat was over 90. So it what do you call it? Vaporized, atomized, volatilized, and landed on us.
Yeah, Juanita, we completely depend on him anyways.
Yes, we do.
We know none of this was a surprise to him, and that he has a plan that's maybe beyond our grasp right now, but he has one.
Yeah, he definitely has a plan, and I'm going to scroll back up on here. I think I missed Doug and Shelley coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, his way. Yep, that's Doug and Shelley. All your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. And we are, it says connection unstable, and they're trying to reconnect. I hope we didn't lose you guys.
We're unstable. Julie, thank you. We appreciate that, and we know we would.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
during the harvest and doing good with that, and
live in an amazing, I guess you'd call it, neighborhood.
We're gonna have bad internet today.
We live in an amazing part of the world, and we've got good.
Sorry, guys, I just moved the.
And even the neighbor that he doesn't live near us, but I work for a guy that rents the pasture that was sprayed, and he definitely didn't want this to happen, and he's heartbroken about it. And even the landowner, when he went and told them, they were heartbroken about it. They didn't tell the guy when to spray, or he didn't even spray where he was supposed to spray.
Right.
But you know that they didn't intend for that to happen. Nobody sprayed our garden, but he just wasn't being careful.
Yeah.
And who knows what was going on with him? He could have been dealing with a mess at home, or who knows what, his mind was on something else probably. And we're just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and as much grace as we can.
Yeah.
We have filled out a report with the KDA.
I don't know if it's even going because people are jumping off, and I don't know. There we go. Guys, let us know if we're buffering. It keeps telling us that we're waiting to connect, so we're afraid y'all aren't getting everything saying.
Happy Homestead Chick. Are you guys, so are Doug and Shelly, are you guys like sitting next to each other on different devices? Are you in different rooms? Doug, did Shelly run you off? I mean.
Yeah, lazy days ahead with Justin. So Jess and Lisa, yeah, as long as, yes, we're letting him take the wheel, and we're going to let him handle it. And I mean, we're going to thank you, Downtown 66. And hello. Yeah, we're going to,
Kind of.
Yep. We're buffering some. Okay. Looks good on Evelyn's. Okay. Yeah.
I understand how the whole multiple devices helps us, and I appreciate
that.
Yes,
we appreciate that.
We appreciate that a bunch. Yeah, I understand that. Gives us more watch time. I appreciate that. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Country Homestead Preacher. We just, most of all, we want to honor God. And, I'm really struggling. I'm really knee-jerk reacting to this. And so I'm learning. I'm learning some, I'm learning more about my character than I want to know. Learning more where I need to let God go, let things go, and give them to God and let Him handle them. Yeah. Oh, Luke's calling me. I better answer. Hello.
Shelly, we will. I will make sure Cindy sends you the deal. I do want to kind of send a call out to everybody. If you have Grandpa Cargill's okra seed, that is seed we've been saving that my grandfather gave me that he saved, and that's important to us. And it didn't germinate good for us anyways, and the few plants we had, they got. And so if you got that seed in a seed swap or from us somewhere, I know, Shelly, you're wanting to send us some, and we'll figure out where we can plant that. I appreciate that. But I would prefer that you guys, if you can, plant it and save us some seed from it so that we can use it next year. That's something very dear to us. Also, if you, in a seed swap, you got Cargill's red corn, which is a corn I've been developing, and it really needed a couple of more years of selective harvesting, but I'm not going to be able to save it this year. If you planted Cargill's red corn, when you harvest it, if you get ears that have all red kernels, which all of them won't be this way, but the ears that have all red kernels, preferably long, full ears, save some of those seeds for me. I would appreciate that. So. Okay, y'all need to send me the address. Lori Carp. That's how we grow. We need stress to grow our character. Yeah, that's true, Doug. We understand that God uses tough times to shape us to be more like Him. Ridge Life, driving to Mississippi, listening to our live. Well, thanks, Tim. Yep, and God is definitely stretching us right now, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We are actually thankful that God doesn't leave everything the same.
Right.
That He works in our lives.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Juanita. I'm real bad about picking it up. I'm really bad about picking it up. And I know this is crazy, but it's a lot like a mourning process for me. Even like my mind is foggy and just like it's hard to make decisions. It's hard to process things. It's overwhelming at times. We can get away from it or go in the house or whatever, and it's not so bad. But like we can't even look out a window and not see it and not see the damage and not remember,
Even sitting on our back porch or in the backyard, which we love, we see all the walnut trees that have turned yellow and everything. It's just
yeah. So like, I planted expensive garlic this year that I really wanted to get to use and to save seed from, and that's not. But
we'll just go back to
we're
some
going
road
to.
ditch garlic.
Yeah, we'll go back to road ditch. I do have some garlic. I'm kind of curious. I don't know with it volatile. I can't say. Basically, with it become a vapor, and it spreading the way it did. I don't even know if I can even harvest the garlic that was alongside the house, up against the house on the east side that was sheltered. I don't know. I've got to find out. So I'm going to try to research that some more. I'm also going to get a hold of the K-State Extension and see if they can give me some advice.
If I understand right, when the chemical volatilizes, it settles to the ground, but the heat it causes it to actually come back up again when it volatilizes, and the wind picks it up again, and it can almost jump and leapfrog from the volatilizing. And that's kind of why we experienced some of the damage we did.
And the wind did carry in the wind.
Wind was definitely moving it.
So it just, yeah, I don't know. At some point.
Yeah, Yogi Holla, why don't you get mine while you're at it? They need it too.
Yeah, come on over. You can help us cut them too.
Yeah, cut a few boards for me while you're at it.
But you all be safe and be careful. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you. But yeah, I keep picking it up. I keep telling myself.
Evelyn Newman. I don't guess I saw that name until just now.
Hello, Evelyn.
Hello, Evelyn.
Thank you, Downtown 66, for saying hello to everybody. Yeah, I hope our county extension right now for the county we're in, I'm not even sure if we have an extension agent at the moment.
I don't know if we do.
And so I'm going to go to the larger county that's near. Well, not population wise, it's a larger county that's north of us.
Definitely not an area.
No, but they have a larger extension office and several people that work in there. Super helpful, knowledgeable people. And but we've got great neighbors. We got so many people that are trying to help us.
Thanks, Lazy Days.
Thank you, Lazy Days. Trying to help us, trying to share with us. We've had several offers of pieces of land to replant. Robertson's Belly Acres brought us a ton of plants yesterday. Oh, thanks about checking with Cog Hill. Thank you, Juanita. I've got places I can get garlic. I'm going to purchase garlic or trade garlic from some friends of ours that grow quite a bit of garlic. And I may buy all their extra, and then I have
And I don't know if you guys have seen some of our past videos. There's places we can forage
Yes.
quite a bit of garlic.
We can forage garlic.
Just depending on, we go look and make sure nothing got chemical sprayed,
right.
and then we can harvest quite a bit out of the ditches. It grows feral in the road ditches and everywhere.
Yeah.
In the neck of the woods.
From the old homesteads and the grading roads through the whole homesteads, it's just spread it, and birds.
Critters spreading it.
Yeah.
Washing and stuff. And that's,
and it's a good garlic.
A lot of our garlic, that's where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
We harvested that and we kept it and we've grown it. And it grows bigger when we can get it more fertilized and stuff.
Like, I pulled one the other day, and it's the Russian purple.
It was as big as the bottom of that coffee
cup.
My
goodness, it was huge, bigger than the palm of my hand. And I was super excited, but I don't know if I can use it. I don't know.
We picked 2 varieties out of the ditches that we know of. Well, actually 3. We pick a German white, and we pick a Russian red or Russian purple. And then we find some that's
a
hybrid between the two, and we'll get by on that this year and save some of those seeds.
And my friend Cindy, she has some corms for me, some garlic corms, which are just
some elephant garlic.
She does. That's what it is. It's elephant garlic corms. They're like a little elephant garlic. Not only puts on a seed head and the bulb, but it'll also put on these little mini seeds on the bottom. It'll be almost like a little clove, but it's not quite. It's harder or whatever. And you plant it just like garlic seed. Now you plant it, and I wouldn't I would plant it in the fall, and then I wouldn't harvest it until the following year. It'd need to stay in the ground 2 years, maybe 3. And so similar to the bulblets on the top of the garlic. But yeah, and I think the hard thing is like even our seeds, like we had a lot of stuff going to seed that we wanted to save seed off of this year, and that's not possible.
This year was going to be the first year that we saved our own kale seed and our own
Yep.
turnip seed. We also had, the stuff we planted last year made all the way through the summer, all the way through
Yep.
the winter. And we did the same thing with Swiss chard. We're going to say we're on Swiss chard seed. We had onions and leeks we were doing that with. We had quite a crop of seed collection we were doing that, and we're not going to be able to do that now.
No. But it is what it is. And God has a plan, guys. I need to remember that in the moments whenever it seems so overwhelming. And I need to get excited because his plans are always way bigger and way more amazing than I ever could have dreamed. And I don't know if the chat has paused. Oh.
Something going on with our computer. Hey, I've already read that.
Yeah, I don't know if the chat paused or what, but not seeing the chat.
No, I don't either.
But it says we're still live.
Okay. Well, we're live.
There it is.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And
we had some plans for not only for our garden and our using it as an income source and a food source. We also use it as a ministry tool, and that is going to be hard.
It's just going to be postponed. To a point, it's just going to be postponed. We had
planned on doing the what do we call that? Farm to table meals.
Yes.
Trying to do that regularly as a ministry tool, and that's not going to be able to happen the way it was. So.
Yes, Jess and Lisa, thank you. It's a hard attitude to have. It's a choice. And yes, Julie, his way is always perfect. Hey, Ricky from Narrowway. Thank you, Kevin.
Where you been? I thought you went booting hog day. I haven't heard from you in a long time. Ricky?
Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Kevin says, we're strong mentally and spiritually. I have not always been calm, Kevin. I will tell you, I have not. Gary has had to really talk me down. I have cried, and like I want to tell everybody. Like we went and did our grocery giveaway today, and like my countenance is even. Like one lady said today, you look so defeated. Are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm not Ricky's sleeping on the couch.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
Oh, thank you.
At least she's letting you in the house, buddy.
Psalms 18:30, Doug says, his way is perfect.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
It is. It is. But it's kind of a grieving. And, the way I was raised, I want to think, okay, what did I do wrong? Is this a punishment? Was I too proud? Blah, 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 blah. And I need to stop that. I need to look at this. Okay, if there's a lesson to learn in this, Lord, teach me. I'll learn the lesson. I don't believe it's a punishment at all.
I think one of the things that we
are already learning.
Yeah, I know that we have struggled whether this is where we were supposed to be still.
Yeah.
Whether we were appreciated by our community. And there's no doubt right now that our community, our neighborhood, our neighbors,
they're heartbroken.
They're heartbroken over it. And they care about us. And that's good. That's a good reminder. We don't live, our neighborhood is not people with 4 goats and 6 tomato plants.
Right.
Our neighborhood is what a lot of people would call commercial agriculture. They're big farmers for our part of the world. They raise lots of cattle, and they raise beans and wheat and corn, and they know what chemical spray kill looks like.
Yeah. And they can see it from the road when they drive by.
And then they get all of us, man, we saw your place got sprayed. What's that done to your tomatoes? What's that doing to this, to that? And they care, and that's been a good thing we have learned from this already.
Well, lazy Jess and Lisa, part of why we got sprayed is because we don't have neighbors that close. So we sit on a mile section, on the corner of a mile section, and there's a house a mile away from us. There's the next nearest house to us is catty corner through another mile section that we can actually see, so it's a little over a mile and a half. And then the next closest house is 2 miles. The next closest house is about 2.5, and then the next one is around 2.5.
Yeah.
So there's not like, we don't have like a neighborhood. It's big pieces of property, hundreds of acres between us and the next house.
The section that was sprayed is a full mile section.
Yes, with no houses on it.
No houses, no cross fences, cattle.
Yeah.
Cattle and a couple of ponds, and that was what was sprayed. The way the wind picked up, it wouldn't hit any other places, and we're the only ones that have the big garden and stuff right there.
Right.
We have some neighbors, couple 2-3 miles away that have that, but as far as the overdrift didn't hurt any of the other cow pastures. It helped kill the Sericea, which Sericea is an invasive species,
and they have to spray.
And guys, I want to talk to you for a minute. A lot of times I hear, and I've already heard it over this issue, and it bothers me. I don't want to hear this. And if you said it, it's okay. I understand the emotion. I don't want to hear people say they hate big ag or hate commercial ag. And that is where our heart is.
Mm-hmm.
We are farm kids.
That's our people.
And that's our people. And we do things a little different scale than our neighbors, and that's okay. And our neighbors enjoy that about us, and we enjoy that about our neighbors. If I had $1 million, I'd have been the guy that hired the spray rig probably, but because I'd have that much pasture. But anyhow, the Sericea lespedeza is an invasive species where we live. It's hard on native grass. It is hard to kill. Burning helps. It does not completely do away with it, especially when it starts to get a good toehold. I know you can go listen to some grazing all organic guru and he can say you can do this and that and get rid of it. It's hard to do that on our scale. It's hard to do that in our country. Spraying is what needs to be done. And I want to tell you that the reason we have Sericea here is because at one point in time, government and research facilities and farmers that thought they knew what they're doing thought we needed that plant brought here.
Yeah, they did what they thought was best at the time.
Yeah,
it was with good intentions,
and it was intended to be a completely all natural. Today we would call it organic. That's not what they called it then. It was to deal with another problem. It was to deal with erosion, but they brought it to this part of the world, and it's caused problems that we've got to deal with. And that's the way all of our decisions can do that. And I mean, that's the way the world is. It's because we live in a broken, fallen world that things happen like that. And man, I don't blame any of my neighbors, and I don't want to hear you guys doing that either, because we love our neighbors and our neighbors care about us.
I want to blame the pilot because he knew the wind speeds were wrong. He knew the temperature was wrong. He has to study all that. He knew. He just, for whatever reason, Gary's got a better heart on it than I do, but for whatever reason, he chose to go ahead and spray, even though he knew that was a probability for us.
Man, we don't know anything that's going on with the guy. We don't know. He could have been losing his business and thinking, I just have to get this one job done. He could have
had bills that he had to pay that he needed paid for.
Could have things going on with family, and he just needed to get some things done. Who knows? We don't know. There's a lot of things that could have gone on. We know that he's human. We know that we've made mistakes too.
Yeah.
And we have been forgiven.
Yes.
And we have been extended grace. And
we need to extend grace.
We have to work really hard at it. It's hard when it affects your livelihood and affects something to where your heart is. And that's okay.
Hi, Jan.
Ricky, we miss you too. That highway still goes the same way it did several months ago when you were up here. It still works the same way. Same directions as it was last year to my house.
And we're gonna be butchering chicken soon.
Yeah, Ricky.
And we only got 18 this time.
Yeah, you know, you and the kids could get that done really quick. You and Brittany and the kids. I'm sure we could whoop that out.
Oh, Doug says that his way is the best way. Yes, God's way is the best way. Our neighbors, how are our neighbors handling Jess and Lisa? They're very sympathetic. Some of them are just as heartbroken as we are. They're sharing. Like we had a neighbor, she was one of our first ones to contact and say, "Hey, I saw you got hit. How can I help? I've got produce." And she brought us some. Just fabulous lady. I sent her home with a gallon of milk for grandbabies. Ooh, chat's moving along. Holy yeah.
Ricky, I know you're busy with homework. We've been praying for you.
And yes, Julie, we are imperfect humans and learning all the time. And God will strengthen us through this. Yes, He will. He will. Hello, Jan. People saying hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
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 How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
We may have some guest stars. We'll see. We'll see. We may be done with our live by the time our guests get here, but we'll see.
Are they coming here to that?
They're coming here because Luke left his Bible they're going to the house first. So we're getting raided by three mid-20s-year-old boys. They've been hiking in the mountains in Oklahoma, in western Oklahoma, or I guess you call that central. I don't know. They've been hiking in Oklahoma in some of the mountains. And yes, there are mountains in Oklahoma. They're not great, big, huge mountains, but they are mountains. So they've been in the Wichita Mountains hiking, and they are coming back through here to get more meat. They were pretty excited whenever two of his friends had never been to our house. And so when they came in the other day, on their way down, they stopped and picked up meat. Luke said, "Don't buy meat. We'll stop at my parents' house and get meat." And they're not understanding. Yeah. You know, I don't know these boys' lives or what's going on, that they're not catching the drift. And Luke says, "Go get the cooler out of the back of the car and we'll raid the treasure chest." And so Luke opens up the the freezer, one of the freezers that's on our porch, and those boys' eyes were huge. They could not get over all of the meat that was in the freezer, and then for them to go, "You got two of these like this?" And they were just so excited. One of them said, "Dude, I'd be home every weekend shopping at my parents' house." He said, "Gas is cheaper than grocery shopping." So it was fun to bless them. Bye, Jess and Lisa.
Yeah, see y'all later.
See you later. Thank you, guys.
Doug, I appreciate that. Yes, we understand that may be part of it. And I know that you guys know this, but especially Doug, I know you know this. We understand that we are faulted human beings, and our first reactions and what easily comes out, it's not always what we know is best, and it's not always based on fact. Sometimes it's based on emotion, or whether or not we had coffee or not, you know. And it's really easy to react to this. We're trying really hard to honor God in this. We feel like God has given us an opportunity in this to show His grace and to show His love, so that not only so that the people that we extend it to can see it, but so that our neighbors can see it. We do love our people. We love our part of the world, and we want people to know that.
Yeah.
Ricky, I hope you get your farming prep going before you leave town. Okay. So
bye, Evelyn.
What's happening? She makes you sleep on the couch, and now she's running you out of town.
Evelyn, thank you.
You should have shut up, man. You should have shut up.
Evelyn, thank you for stopping in and praying for you as you make your move. Thank you for praying for us. At Treasure Hunter, hey there. Yeah, that's funny that we got a at Treasure Hunter. And then but the kids are gonna raid the freezer again.
Treasure Hunter, hello.
Yeah, hi, Treasure Hunter. So we were calling the kids are raiding the refrigerator pretty soon. They were in our county seat whenever Luke called a little bit ago. So they're probably getting close to the house now.
Yes, God is good.
God is
even
good.
when we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when we aren't. Yeah, it is. It is easy to forget. It's challenging. It's part of it is, like I said earlier, helping me to work through who he really is. And as mankind, we try to define God, and we try to teach our children the best of our knowledge, and sometimes that we teach falsehoods to our children, and not
Hello, treasure
intentionally.
hunter. I'm glad you finally said hi to us. It's good to see you in here.
But anyway, so it's helping dispel some of those reinforcing, I guess you would say, reinforcing some of the things that I was taught that weren't biblical, that are not the true nature of God.
There is a lot. I've read the Bible pretty regularly here for the last 20 years, and there's a lot I still don't understand about God or how He works. Or
I
what
don't
He
think
does.
we'll ever have it.
I know this. I know He loves me.
Yes.
I know He's got a plan for me. I know His Son died to redeem me. And I know that when this world is over, when I'm not here anymore, I'm going to be in His presence
Yes.
because of what Jesus did on the cross. I've trusted in that, and I've hoped in that. I don't care if another tomato ever grows on my place. I want people to know who Jesus is.
Oh, treasure hunter's really tired and about to pass out, not thinking good. Well, you better get off here and go rest.
Treasure hunter, I was just teasing you about saying hi to us. I'm glad you're here, and if you need to go to sleep, we understand.
Yes,
Bud. We
please go do
understand.
that. Please go to sleep. Please get some rest when you can. Thank you, Julie.
I do want to say that we are going to undertake some pretty intense labor projects. Anybody on here that knows us that wants to come volunteer to help us a little bit, we would greatly appreciate that. I can't tell you we're going to do our wonderful farm meals like we're kind of known for, where every drop of it, even the spices, come off our place. That's kind of ended. Sorry, but we might fry some good meat because we still got that. And
we may be doing a carnivore diet.
Yeah, but
hey, Ben's Over Acres, thanks for stopping in.
If you guys want to come help, I appreciate that. Just contact us, and we'll see about when that works out. Also, I'm going to say it again. If you got Grandpa Cargo in a seed swap, please plant it, and please save some seed for us.
Yes.
And I know that Doug and Shelley are sending us some seed that they got that they didn't use. That is important to us, and we have lost that.
Yeah.
And that's my grandpa's seed, and we want to keep that. Also, if you got Cargill red corn, that's something I've been developing. And it is, I just bought an Indian corn, and I kept saving red seeds, not red seeds, but red seeds that had all red seeds on them. And I've saved those, and I've been developing that. So if you got that and you harvest it, if you have cobs that have completely red seeds or red kernels on the whole cob, please save some of those seeds for me and send them to me so that I can continue that development myself. I've got some seed left from last year, but I wanted to have another stage in the continuing to try to select that. And it's going to take quite a while. That's kind of one of my seed legacy things I was trying to start myself. Besides passing on my grandpa's okra. So please, if you get to do those, do that.
Yes, we're in Kansas. We're in Kansas, Treasure Hunter.
Just stopping by. Where do we live, Treasure Hunter? We live in Southeast Kansas. We live in the northwest corner of Southeast Kansas.
We're in the beautiful Flint Hills.
Flint Hills of Kansas. Yep, that's where we live.
Okay. So in our we have our email address and our snail mail on our about page, on our channel page in the about section. That's how I should word that. Yes, we are in Southeast Kansas. on the northeast corner. We're almost central Kansas. Just you go to a county if you go a county west of us, you're in central Kansas. If you go a county north of us, you're in northeastern Kansas. Which that county north of us is like less than 10 miles. And so that kind of gives you and the county to the west of us is about 15, 16 miles to the county line. So, that kind of gives you a clue of where we're at.
We're just almost central Kansas.
We're almost
but
central
we are
Kansas.
technically southeast Kansas. So,
Yep.
And we love southeast Kansas.
We do.
Yeah, this is an amazing part of the world, guys. I'd invite y'all to come, but it might make you go home, sell your place, and move out here. So I don't do that. Upset your wife and your mother-in-law.
It is beautiful. We have amazing sunsets and amazing sunrises, and so we're just going to use this opportunity to focus on infrastructure again.
Yeah. From when I was a little bitty kid, when I was kindergarten, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a cowboy. When I was in junior high, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a cowboy. Whenever I was in high school, what are you going to do when you get out of high school? I'm going to be a cowboy. And that was not a good dream. And I did some ranch work, and I found out a really cool way to starve to death, and didn't pay great. But right now, I live in the Flint Hills, and one of my jobs
is a cowboy.
Is I do ranch work.
Yeah.
I help take care of cattle. I help build fence, and I love it. I love it.
Jan, our insurance will not cover our loss. We are not a large enough agriculturally to have ag insurance, so our ag insurance will not cover. Now, this happening has had us to reconsider that. We didn't feel it was economical for a small scale, and neither did our advisors. And everyone is rethinking that at this point, because this year's income would have been, if everything would have been significantly higher. Our big money makers are still alive: hogs and cattle. We still have those, and chickens. But I don't know how much money I saved us, or we saved, growing our own vegetables.
And the truth is, we were continuing to develop, and we were going to be a lot bigger this year than we were last year.
But Jan, we are. So I did file a claim with KDA. I forgot what they call it, but basically it's a claim that I was not. It was I forgot the wording, but I was hit. That we were hit by accident with the herbicide damage. A claim that we from herbicide. And
Treasure Hunter, those two places are further southeast of
us. A couple hours.
Yeah, Coffeyville.
Salina's not quite. That's Jill or Juanita. That's Juanita. Okay, Pittsburgh and Coffeyville. Yeah, we're a couple hours from Coffeyville.
Born in Harper, raised in Salina.
Yeah. But Jan, we filed that claim.
That's all right, Jan, or Juanita.
You're gonna get the. I'm getting names mixed up too. But
I was raised and born in Oklahoma, and now I live in Kansas.
Yeah.
And I moved here via Wyoming.
Yes. So where was I?
Country Homestead Preacher. Thanks for praying for us. We appreciate that immensely. And that's the first and the most important anybody can do.
Yes.
Anything anybody can do for us is pray for us. Pray that we glorify God in this, and pray that we represent Him well in this. Yes.
Downtown 66. Have a good evening. Thank you for coming in and stopping in. Oh, and to finish Jan's question. So in filing that should get us a true confirmation of what we were sprayed with and who sprayed us, what company, so that we can get in and give us contact information with them, and the state will have it on record, and they can go back and look at some things and see if there's anything they can cite them for. They can look back at the wind speeds, look at the humidity levels, look at the heat level. Some of the planes, we don't know if this plane is equipped this way. Some of the planes are equipped with GPS and with equipment that records when their sprayers are open, their location when their sprayers are open, the wind speed, the plane speed, their where they were, how high they were off the ground. I mean, all kinds of information.
And my guess is, Jan, that when we go through all the proper channels and get everything done, that this, I know that he has to have the spray company, the pilot has to have insurance that will probably deal with this. And I'm guessing that it'll be a file a claim on his insurance. And I hope that is dealt with well. And it's not about the money really. We just want to make sure it doesn't happen again. But
that would be the best outcome, that it never happen again. Some compensation would be nice, but
thing about FEMA helping.
No,
somebody's
FEMA.
garden patch.
FEMA is normally a natural disaster,
yeah.
and so this was not a natural disaster for us, and it was just us. It wasn't like it was a whole community or whatever. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Doug and Shelley, for putting us on your prayer request. Yes. Most important that we would glorify God. That is the most that will handle this for His glory. Because I'm not doing too good. Gary's doing way better. I'm like, but Gary's doing way better. I go from anger to bawling to anger to bawling. So
I probably had some benefits that Cindy didn't. This was my boss's pasture, and so I told him. Him and I talked it through, and that gave me a better perspective of it.
Hey, Keith Woody.
But yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm just really. We're not going to stay all the way to 6 o'clock because I believe Doug and Shelley are live after us. I'm going to make sure that's correct.
So guys, I don't know if you guys saw it, but this winter when our cow was in milk, man, we ate the hot chocolate up. We loved hot chocolate with honey and cinnamon. And we didn't use any sugar. We just used honey and cinnamon and cocoa powder and milk from our cow. And it was amazing. Right now, we're not eating hot chocolate. Freedom in a cup has changed.
Freedom in a cup is ice cream.
We are making the homemade ice cream, and Robertson's Belly Acres even got to eat a little.
They got to eat a little ice cream last night.
Yeah, I guess we can say that. If you come help us work on a project, there will probably be homemade ice cream. So.
Oh, okay. Doug wants us to put it on the list because you worded it so well.
I don't even know what I said, Doug.
Oh, Treasure Hunter says his wife and him love hot chocolate.
Yeah, we do too.
We do too. We love hot chocolate. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. So yeah, we're going to be on here another 5 minutes. And Robertson's just put up a video of milking freedom. Rusty milking freedom. So go over and watch that. And Doug is going to be live at 6, so we want to get off here in plenty of time to for y'all to transition over there.
Jan, how'd that go? That's cool. I finished this afternoon. We're pretty exhausted. Yes, Jan, that's tiring. It is a lot of work to put your hogs, especially if you're cutting and packaging and
trying to learn
and grinding too. And that's cool, guys. We try to make an income off our homesteading. That is part of our goal. We want it to make not only take care of us, but to make an income. So that means we do some things different than we have in the past. But everybody if you're going to homestead and say you homestead, ought to experience butchering your own at least a few times. And I'm not talking about just chickens. I'm talking about bigger animals. You ought to at least experience it, even if your butcher just lets you help him. But you ought to experience that. It's amazing.
Sorry, guys. The link I just put up.
Right. Thanks for your prayers.
Thank you, Lori, for your prayers. So I just put up a link, and I made a mistake and put up the link without writing out. That is a link to Doug and Shelley's at His Way Homesteads live that's coming up in a few minutes, and in about 14 minutes they'll be live. And then I also want to put a link up to Robertson's Belly Acres and their video that they just put up coming to see us. Lots of people have asked about helping us out financially, and Gary's jobs. So we've had a huge blessing here at our church, and so his salary will continue through this year for sure.
Yeah.
So that meets.
We don't discuss that a lot here
No,
on
we
this
don't.
channel, but
That meets most of our needs.
We go to a very small church. We're
Mhm.
part of a very small church. I pastor there.
Mhm.
The church that loves this community, but is not huge. And financially, we struggle a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
As a church, yeah.
somebody greatly blessed our church, so
Yep.
my salary will be able to continue. That will help. It's not a large income.
Mhm.
It's definitely not nothing that we can live on completely, but it will help.
Thank you, Juanita. Thank you. That's what we need the most is prayers. And
I have paying work.
yes, Gary has paying work, so
So
we're doing good. Yeah.
And if you guys don't know me, I don't do the whole corporate job 9 to 5.
The other night he got called out at 9:00 at night to go put up calves.
I do ranch work, and I do handyman work, and I do construction work. I'm self-employed. I work for a guy. I call him my boss. I call him and tell him if I got something else I got to go do. I'm say, hey, this is what I'm doing today. He said, all right, well, we'll just do this another day. But it is completely based on what I accomplish. That's how I get paid, and it is very free. My work is very free. I stay busy, busier than I can stand sometimes. There's plenty of work. It's hard work. I work long, long days, but I'm not bound to an office. I'm not bound to a factory or a time clock. I spend a lot of days in a feed truck or on a piece of equipment. And we like it that way. We like the freedom of that.
Julie, hi stand. Hugs and prayers from Utah. Thank you, Julie, and welcome from Utah. If you're
Thanks,
just getting
Juanita, for praying for us.
If you're just getting here, we're going to go off here in just a few minutes so that everybody can go over to Doug and Shelly's live, which is the link I shared just above in the chat. And yeah, I need to, but yeah, I lost my train of thought. Oh well, it'll come back around. Got distracted by notifications, thinking, but anyway. So yeah, we probably have kids at our house, so we probably ought to get going.
Yes, Treasure Hunter, we were.
We were there. We were there. We loved it. We actually met our 1,000 subscribers while we were there, and yeah.
I got to spend a little time talking to the pastor at the Exciting Southeast Baptist Church. That's a pretty unique name of a church, but I got to spend some time talking to him, and he raises seed stock for a cattle company that I'm actually familiar with, and we got to talk about grazing strategies and cattle bloodlines and just stuff that I love. And him and we actually knew some people in common.
Yes, we know a lot of people in common. Yeah.
One of my dad's childhood friends actually was a pastor there at one time, also involved in the cattle industry and involved in rodeo pretty heavy, so he is well known. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good meetup. We liked that.
You're wearing the green shoot dang t-shirt and cowboy hat.
Okay. I'm saw so a lot sorry. Of those shoot dang t-shirts.
Well, we've slept since then.
Yeah. But I'm sure we did.
I'm sure we
cross
saw you.
Paths
and we never meet a stranger. We always talk to everybody. Yeah. Yes, Doug and Shelly from His Way Homestead were there as well.
So was Jan from Simply
Jan. From Simply Jan Homestead.
Yep. And Robertson's Belly Acres. I don't see them on here. I'm going to give them crap about it. But we're not on theirs a lot too because timing's bad for us too.
Yeah, yeah. Now that they've pushed it back, I work on Monday evenings at my farmer's market job, and so it's kind of a dual purpose. I get to be a vendor and manage the market. So sometimes it gets pretty hairy. Praise God, it's a small market. I would love to see it grow. I'd love to have more vendors at my market, and because it's a small community. Oh, it's amazing, and a lot of those folks are heartbroken for us too.
Yeah,
and very supportive.
Several people today say, "Okay, when are your tomatoes going to be ready? When are your cucumbers going to be ready? When is your squash going to be ready?" And I'm like,
not at all. And they were just as crushed as we were.
But I was able to tell them, here's a couple of our vendors, and they should be having
Mhm.
this next week, this
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And
yeah, and we need to get off here so
Yep.
we can go home and see kids, and we can get on Doug and Shelley's hopefully when the kids are gone.
so remember, guys, that God made you special.
And he
And he
loves you very much. So trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will
make
direct your path.
straight. we memorized different translations. Cool.
Good night, everybody. Thank you all so much.
See you later.
It's probably kids.